Ever thought a group program would finally fix your inconsistent cash flow and save you time? Like, if I can just get 10 people in one room instead of 10 one on one calls, I'll finally hit that 10K or 20K month and can actually have time to breathe. I get it. I thought that too. But here's what I learned the hard way: a group isn't automatically the fix. It doesn't just reveal where your cash flow is unstable, it also exposes where your time is leaking because a group won't automatically make things easier. It just makes the cracks in your process show up faster and bigger. So, today I'm going to share three things I discovered both in my business and with my clients that secretly block cash flow and eat up your time, making groups harder than they need to be. These are the same things you'll want to work through before launching a group so you can skip the trial by fire phase I went through. And I will also share the 3 steps you can take right now to help you begin to set up for a successful launch of a group offer. Here are 3 sabotages that show up most often and what it looks like when you fix them. Sabotage number 1: lack of clarity on who belongs in your services. When I first started offering groups, I thought, the more the merrier. 8 people signed up. But here's the truth: only one of them got the result they came for. It wasn't because the others weren't capable, it was because I hadn't been clear on who the offer was really for. I said yes to everyone who showed even the slight bit of interest, and some were ready to do the work, but they just didn't have time for a group setting. They weren't made for that kind of container. And others were waiting for a magic wand. And that lack of clarity cost both of us results in time and money. So, that one client who did get the results, he showed up, he asked questions, and he implemented every step. Because of that, we refined his business together. We built a client acquisition process that made growth feel lighter, not heavier. That clarity let him move into groups successfully later on. And that's when I learned something important. Clarity isn't about exclusion, it's about alignment. When you know exactly who belongs in your offer, your work feels lighter, your messaging gets sharper, and your delivery fits your energy. In other words, you're not trying to force yourself into showing up in ways that drain you. You're showing up for the people who bring out your best work. And if that sounds familiar, wait until you hear this next sabotage, because it's one that tricks so many solopreneurs into believing a group will finally save them time. Saboteur number 2: inconsistent lead flow. When I first started thinking about offering groups, I wasn't chasing more, I was chasing time. I thought if I can get 10 people in one container instead of 10 one on ones, I'll finally have space to breathe. Now, on paper, it looked efficient: fewer calls, more income, but that's not how it played out. If you're already struggling to fill a few one on one spots, you're going to spend way more time trying to fill a group. So instead of looking for one perfect client at a time, now you're looking for 8 or 10, and they all have to be the right fit for the same container. That's why inconsistent lead flow is one of the biggest sabotages when it comes to scaling. If your leads aren't steady and your message isn't clear, a group won't fix it. It just magnifies it. I've seen this with clients too. One had a team and was ready to expand because his structure inside of his business could hold that next level of service, that next level that he wanted to provide. Now, another came to me wanting to launch a group, but she wasn't yet filling her one on one spots consistently. So before we even touched the group, I recommended that we focused on creating consistent cash flow through her one on ones first so she could feel supported while she built the audience and systems she needed to fill a group with ease. Now, once her one on ones were booked out and she wasn't stressed about revenue anymore, we were able to map out her group strategy from a place of clarity, not pressure. And that's the piece most people don't talk about. What looks like a time saver can quickly become a time suck if your foundation isn't steady. If you're already juggling 5 to 10 clients and it feels heavy, it might not be time for a group. It might be time to refine your offer, raise your prices, or streamline how new clients come in. Because if you can't consistently bring in enough people to hit your revenue goal now, adding a group won't make that easier. That's why I realized groups just weren't aligned with the type of clients I serve. My clients are at different stages in their business, and some are still stabilizing lead flow while others are ready to automate and scale their businesses, and they all sell and deliver differently. I have some clients who love sales calls, while others thrive off of having a website that sells for them while they sleep. Trying to address all of that inside one group container made things heavier, not lighter. And that's the key. Alignment. For some business owners, groups work beautifully. But for me and for many of my clients, clarity, structure, and one-on-one focus bring better results and protect your time. And that leads perfectly into sabotage number 3, because even if your lead flow is steady, your business can still feel heavy if your offer isn't clear or doesn't fit the way you actually want to run your business. Saboteur number 3, not being clear on the value of your offer. When I look back, I can see my offer was fuzzy. I knew I could help people, but I couldn't explain how in a way that felt simple or confident. So when I talked about my offer, I rambled on like a crazed lunatic. And if you're unclear about the value of your offer in a one-on-one, it'll only get fuzzier in a group. So once I tightened my message, who it was for, what results it created, and what they needed before joining, everything shifted for me. I got better clients and a more consistent revenue coming in. The right people leaned in and sales felt lighter. And instead of trying to sell the value, I was inviting people who already saw it. As my business evolved, I realized something else. Yes, I successfully filled groups, and for a while I ran them alongside my one-on-ones. But over time, I found my best work, the kind that truly moves clients forward, happens in a one-on-one container. Now, let me be clear here. That doesn't mean groups are wrong. It means clarity isn't just about who you serve or what you sell. It's also about how you want to serve. For me, one-on-one support creates deeper results, keeps my momentum steady, and helps me avoid burnout while delivering an incredible offer like the Cash Flow Without Chaos 90-day program. So when you find that same alignment, the offer, the delivery, the client fit, that's when your business feels light again. You love what you're doing, your clients thrive, and you grow sustainably. And when you fix all 3, clarity on who you serve, a steady flow of leads, and a confident offer that fits you, that's when you're finally ready to scale without chaos. So here's a future trap. It's called scaling too soon. And it's the part most people really don't think about. More people and more money also mean more moving parts. A group means more systems, maybe a course platform, a community space, or even staff to help manage it all. All of those are costs in money and costs in time. And if you don't already have consistency, you're just adding more pressure to the plate without the revenue to back it all up. So that's why my client who showed up and got the results, the one that I mentioned earlier, we spent the time building his foundation first. So when the flow of people came, his business could actually hold it. Okay, so here's these action steps. If you're itching to try a group, here's what I'd recommend you do first. Step 1, start with your offer. Get clear on who it's for, what they need before they join, the mindset, the skills, whatever it is, what do they need to have in place before they join your container, and how you wish to provide your services so you can get the best results for your clients. That's really important too. Focus on the best way to provide your services to get the results they came for. And step number 2, ask yourself, how many people do I actually need to bring through my current process to hit my revenue goal? If you can't consistently bring in enough people to hit your current goal, adding a group isn't going to fix it. Now on to your final step. Step number 3, build clarity into your nurture process. Your potential clients should start qualifying themselves before they ever get to you. So by the time they're on a call or a checkout page, they already know they're a fit. That's exactly what we do inside Cash Flow Without Chaos. We start with your offer, then work backwards to build a client acquisition process that feels simple, fits your life, and creates consistent income. By week 2, most of my clients say, wow, I actually love my offer and my business again. And that confidence bleeds into everything else. And I've seen this work in so many different ways. Clients of mine have filled their services through YouTube, through LinkedIn, through cold email, even just walking their dog and having conversations. The method doesn't matter as much as the clarity does. So when you're that clear about what you're offering and what the results are that you're getting for the people that come to you, you don't have to chase people or pressure them. You don't have to feel icky about your own sales process, and you feel confident. You love your services. You love the way you bring people into your services. And that gives you the chance to sit back and say, hey, I'm doing business my way and I feel good about it. That confidence is magnetic and attracts the right people. It also lets you comfortably tell someone you're not a fit right now. Here's what you need first. It gives you that kind of confidence. That's not really rejection. That's just clarity and being of service for that person where they are now in their journey. And the people who are ready, they'll qualify themselves. They'll be the ones saying, okay, how do I sign up? So if you're in that 3K to 5K range and you're tired of the roller coaster, check out the Cash Flow Without Chaos 90-day program. The link is down there in the description. We'll simplify your process, make your revenue consistent, and build from there. And now check out the next video YouTube suggests for you. It's probably exactly what you need to hear next.